Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Four down. Jump. Hatch it. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Go. Slow.
On first down, it's Gray. He'll have a first down past the 40. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. Touchdown number 15 of the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Wow, first play in the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Set 70, Indy. Right 54. Get him.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On second down, it's Cook. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Check three.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. From the gun, Kelly looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. There he goes left side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them, and they took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. On second down now, it's Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 3rd and 9.
And the Seahawks add a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. Out of the gun, it's Kelly. This is Johnson. He's got it. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Vikings. Olabisi Johnson, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
Gun. 4 down. 55's my guy, 55. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you. Fair.
They'll run on first down. Gray. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Check right 54. Right 54. Let's go one more. Check 20. Good job right there. Whip.
On second down, it's Gray. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Gray. Ben Gideon in on the stop. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Let's go double count right here. Double count. Another three.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3-and-out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Undercrush.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And it would appear he's going to be short of a 1st down as he stopped right around the 29. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. They'll run for it. Cook. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Mike 54. Defense wins championships, baby.
On 1st down, it's Gray. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Give the tackle there to Daniil Hunter.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
14, Vikings 7.
Right there, 54 Mike. You got nothing to
On 2nd down now, it's Gray. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
On 3rd down, Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. On the run, this is Gray. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, let's see if they can recoup and recover. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Kelly. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now Cook. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about them picking up that one? That was big for them.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You don't want none, baby. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. You don't want it. Go.
Cook. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 41, Kelly. That'll be complete to Cook. After the play, not a good sign. Dalvin Cook staying on the ground. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Let's bring it.
They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. They're going to try and throw. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
It's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They'll run it now with Gray. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
On the ground, it's Gray. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd and short.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43.
61, matchbox lights.
1st and 10 at the 43.
On 1st and 10, Kelly. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Pope. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Pope. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Check 24, check 24. Wide, get wide. Kill. Twist on travel. Kill. Fire.
Cook following the penalty. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Come on, set. 10 Lobo. Here we go.
On 2nd down now, it's Pope, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
Vikings 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Recon, 132 fighter.
You better bring.
Snap.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Kelly. Johnson's got it complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Ready?
Now a run with Cook. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Here's Kelly off the bootleg. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, What have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successul in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Kelly now throwing on 4th down. And he's going to be taken down here. Back across midfield, 3 yards away from midfield at the 47. Jaron Reed. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Green 80. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I'm here all day.
They'll run on 1st down. Gray. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run again here with Gray. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
All day, baby, all day. 14. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Drop deep. Right there, 54, right there.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf, and he gets it down to the 32. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
36 power.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
315. Watching it by. I don't think you got it, son. Check.
On 1st down, Gray. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Watch 54. Come to my work. Check. Come to my work.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gray. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw it with Wilson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Myers' kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Mike Hughes on the return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth-quarter do-or-die. They went for it, didn't get it. We'll see how that affects them this go-around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position it leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
Yeah, I think we've seen it in other sports, maybe into the NFL now as well. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. First down, here's the run with Cook. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
Ready, set.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
8, read.
You ain't going nowhere. Slam.
Get it.
On second down, Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. To throw, Kelly. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards there, first down, Vikings.
Hey, let go.
At the 49-yard line.
33, check right 33. There we go.
Snap.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted. I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Kelly to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
You got tight right there.
On fourth down, Kelly. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen. His first touchdown on the year as his guys are back within a single score. When you're trailing in the fourth quarter, you've got to take some chances you might not normally take, and here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play.
And he's into the clear. 20. 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is now 13.
Makes the score Seahawks 34, Vikings 21.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jadeveon Clowney, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now Kelly. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. Two extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass.
Got it.
That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Vikings on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 17. To throw is Kelly. Operating from the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
First down, Seahawks.
Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Hey, hey, watch the shift. Watch the shift.
Alert, alert, alert.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down.
You got it.
Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
That backs them up 1 yard and brings up third down. The Seahawks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. And Myers able to knock it through. And that will swell the lead to 16. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
On the ground, it's Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Play action, it's Kelly. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
I'm going to come back to you.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Got what he needed for the 1st down with a gain of 2. Now a 1st down throw, Kelly. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sack back at about the 43-yard line. After the sack on 1st down, Kelly. And that's off the mark, incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Slam. Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Let's go, tight end, let's go.
Kelly from the gun, he'll throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Kelly throwing on 4th down. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Intercepted by the Seahawks. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams